Fernando, hey, congratulations on the new film, Inspector Sun.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, so tell us what initially drew you to this project and how you got on board to this one.
I had worked previously with Julio, I mean, and the whole crew, because this is a really interesting crew of different people that joined to do a previous movie called Deep. That was great. It was underwater adventures with fishes and octopuses and all kind of seafood, and um, we had worked already in that Deep movie, and so they rang me and they got me in because I remember I saw just a little clip of what the characters would be, how Inspector Sun would be, how the Black Widow would be. So, and it was, I was in because I knew it was going to be a lot of fun.
So you went from fishes to insects. So
That's right.
In this case, how did you want to approach an animated film like this?
It's funny because the thread that I followed was the story and how the story is told. It's this one of these whodunits. Who did it. You have to find out who did it. You have to. There is an investigation going on. So this kind of movie, the fact that it was a whodunit was more important than if I wanted to use big band or if I wanted to use an orchestra. The big thing was how to tell the story, how to help to tell the story. And then, of course, we used the big band because it's the 30s and it addresses very much, all these things happening and the characters and this feeling of all these 30s and we actually have a big band playing in some scene live. So this was the lead, to tell this. And then, of course, the movie helps a lot because there are many different scenarios and people come from different places because Inspector Sun is from Asia. So I could use Asian sounds in a way, it's like Asian scales or Asian instruments. But there is a lot of, people from everywhere. So there's a wonderful mixture of, it's like the insects, they come from different places and they all are friends. So the music has got a choir of kazoos for the ants, which was the weirdest thing I could imagine for ants, to use kazoos, but it was working fine. And then we have some little Chinese guitar for the beginning when they're at high. Anything that helps telling the movie, it's welcome. But the basis of all is to tell the story and to follow this investigation of Inspector Sun.
I know there's so much diversity of different types of music into this film. I don't know how you actually handled that. Was that a difficult challenge for you, or diverse type of instruments is your specialty?
I don't know if it's my specialty, but it's a challenge and it's a lot of fun because it's like, when you can study these things and you can, okay, let's write a big band. So we have to use the language of the big band and the chords of the big band and the licks they use with the brass instruments. It's a lot of fun to study this and to use it, and it happens the same when you need this Asian feeling, and then you can work with people who can play these instruments as we did. And then it's the same with the kazoos, and then also later when they are chasing the bad guy, there is a showdown, and and it's very, a lot of action and many things happening, and it's very fast, everything what happens. So we did like it's like a death metal band with electric guitars, like tuned down. So instead of being a problem for me, it's a fun challenge. It's like, wow, let's do this and that, and it's like having the menu. It's like if you go to the restaurant and they offer you the menu, and you don't have to choose anything. You can have all of the items.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. You had no orchestra for this film, or did you?
No, there is an orchestra also, but and the orchestra in a way is like the ground for everything. But then it comes the big band, and then it comes all these other instruments. And as in the movie, it's a lot of fun to make it work together, because and in a way, like half of the time you wouldn't say there is an orchestra there, because he's disguised, and it's working along with the big band or with the electric guitars or the kazoos or other instruments. So it doesn't feel like an orchestral thing. It doesn't feel like an all orchestral, let's say, John Williams score, which I worship and adore, by the way. It's the best one ever, John Williams. But this is not like this symphonic music. Is in the genetics of itself is diverse already. So there's a huge orchestra, but it doesn't feel like an orchestra. It's mixed with everyone, and everyone is mixed together and doing, telling the story.
So when you conduct a big band versus an orchestra, is it the same or is it very, very different?
It's very, very different, because the orchestras, this is a cultural thing that I think it will change. I think it's changing, but orchestras obviously are more serious, and an orchestra musician needs to know absolutely everything about the music he has got, or she has got in front of his. It's like he needs to know every note and every nuisance that you want. If you want it piano, forte, he cannot improvise. Whereas the big band guys, they just need a script of what it needs to be done, and then they add a lot of their art, a lot of other thing to the score. So the approach is different, because for big band musicians, you don't write every. Of course, you write every note, but they will give you a lot of their personality when playing. And the orchestra is more standard in a way. The orchestra, is a huge thing where individuals don't mean so much, especially in the style. Like you have 12 or 12 plus 10, you have 22 violins, which need to sound as a section, not as 20 different individuals. So the way you work with them is different, but it's also, for me, it's always a lot of fun. And I remember the sessions we had. We worked with Orquesta Sinfónica de Navarra, the Navarre Symphonic Orchestra from Spain, from Navarra. And I remember when we were working with the orchestra, like 60 people, we were having so much fun, because you have to, they run, they stop, there is an interrogation, it's a mess, and it's always changing. It evolves and it changes and it goes on. So the players were both very excited with the music, but also kind of guessing what is happening with the music they were playing. So they also put a lot of energy, but it's different how it works the orchestra. And then with the big band, it was like, it was amazing, because when we saw how it blended together, it was beautiful. It was, and I hadn't done many things like this with a big band yet, so I was very happy.
Well, you know what? this is a very fun movie itself. I always imagine, the classic movies of Pink Panther, and because of its mystery and comedy that's all blended, and your music lends to all of that. So, Fernando, thank you very much for carrying this conversation with us. It is very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your words, Keith. Thank you.
Thank you.